Hello everyone. Hope everyone's doing good. I have been trying to fix this recording app here because I started recording this podcast yesterday and it won't let me start back off where I left off. So what I was talking about yesterday, what I want to talk about is something called sexy shaming, or to what they really call it is slut-shaming. I can't stand that term. It's, first of all, let me kind of start over because I'm upset that I can't edit this thing so I can just start off where I left off. But every day, right now, I'm doing this writing exercise because I want to eventually have a book out that will be outlined with memoirs, true stories, nonfiction book. I don't know yet, but I am doing this exercise where I write 3 pages a day for 30 days. It doesn't matter. I don't have to have a topic per se. I just have to write. Just write. Which gives me a lot of ideas all the time for podcasts and stuff. And the thing I was writing about today, it just popped into my head, is about feminism, women empowerment. You know how I am about all that. But I woke up this morning and I saw 20 notifications from one person. Sometimes I get that. Sometimes somebody will look at my page and like all my pictures at one time. That's cool, whatever. That's fine. But this was a person that I couldn't tell was a man or a woman. This is on Instagram. And on 12 of my photos, this person writes like the meanest shit about every photo. Like, oh my God, you're fat, oh my God, you think you look good, your eyebrows look like shit, you're a clown, you're a slut, everything you do is like slutty, just a whole bunch of messages. I actually didn't finish reading all of them, so I just immediately blocked that person. But that's what I got to wake up to on my social media, is I call it sexy shaming. But the real term is slut shaming. If you don't know what slut shaming is, it's the practice of criticizing women and girls who are perceived to violate expectations of behavior and appearance, like their dress code, being perceived as sexually provocative in certain ways, or requesting, assistance, like with birth control, having premarital sex, or even being blamed for being a victim of rape. Slut shaming is horrible. I don't even like calling it slut shaming because I don't like the word slut. But that's what it is nowadays in the Urban Dictionary. And I get that a lot. What I'm trying to get at is I get a lot of slut shame stuff. Believe it or not, almost every day I have hateful messages from, I'm assuming it has to be women, because I don't believe any guy would say, nobody wants to see your ugly ass selfies, you slut. I just don't see a guy saying that to me. It sounds like hating ass females. And I really want to, I think it's horrible because I'm all about owning your sexuality and knowing that your womanly prowess is unique and there's power behind it and it's admired. womanhood is hard. It's tough. And it just makes me, the only way women can be brought up is having other strong women support them. Like, having women support you and have your back is awesome. Like, what sucks is women do it the most, though. Women hate on women the most. I have a podcast about women complimenting women, and that's something I do a lot, and I do it genuinely. Like, if I see a girl it's a pretty girl, it doesn't matter, I will tell her that she looks really gorgeous, you look really pretty today, and it makes her smile, and I'm sure it makes her day. It's always different for a woman to compliment a woman. For some reason, it's like, oh wow, she's not a threat, she actually is complimenting me. Don't make women a threat. Women aren't a threat. We need to come together and bring each other up. I don't know, I'm a little bit bothered by this, because it's just every day that I get these messages that are really fucking annoying, and I want to go off on on the person. I want to be like, bitch, catch me outside, I'll fuck you up. But I'm not going to stoop to that level. I'm working on my ability to inhale, exhale, meditate, and not let haters hate on me or hurt me. They don't have the power over me. Whenever I get these shitty messages from women, I think I'm just gonna have this. I'm gonna write up a template, and I want it to say dear woman, obviously your self-esteem is low. Obviously you have the time to go on my page or make your own private page to just insult me. You need to stop hating and start appreciating, because I could be your friend, and that's what women need to do, be each other's friends and not try to bring each other down, because what's happening is you're hurting yourself even more, being the woman that is slut-shaming other women. Dear women, there's a beauty, every woman listening, there's a beauty and strength in your sexuality. You gotta embrace it, but don't exploit it. We all have a moral compass. I know we do, unless you're a fucking psychopath. Be sexy. It's okay, but be able to put a sentence together and handle your business and work hard. I promote women tapping into their sexuality, but not manipulating with it. Own it, but do not define your self-worth with it. I don't know where I'm going towards with this podcast. Maybe I just want to put out reasons that you may possibly be a slut shamer, because sometimes I think women don't even know that they're doing it. Sometimes I'm like, do you know what you fucking just said? You made her feel bad because she took a really beautiful photo of herself or had a really nice dress on. Is it because you want to look like that? Come on. Let's stop being childish here. This is not fucking high school anymore. But maybe I'll just have a few reasons. Okay. 4 or 5 things that will make you realize that you are slut shaming. Okay? That's what I'm going to write about. Or talk about. Okay. Let me think. Again, I don't ever prepare for these podcast. I never prepare. I'm just talking because I have the time. I'm supposed to be writing, but I'd rather talk. I guess, to find out if you're a slut shamer, blaming the girl if someone spreads a stolen nude photo of her or something like that. Like, blaming a girl who was dressed up in a sexy way or has a sexy image of her online, and then I'm not all there because I don't have an outline. I always do this. My brain's kind of all over the place, but I just want to name off some reasons that you may be a slut shamer and you don't even know it, without even knowing. So ways to avoid being a slut shamer, I guess that's what this could be. When people say, stop dressing like this, no, stop dressing that way, that's slut shaming right there. So don't tell somebody to stop dressing the way they want to dress. You could spend your entire night judging a girl based on how much cleavage she's rocking, or you should try to not label anyone as a slut or a whore, despite how much skin they're showing or how high their heels are. It doesn't fucking matter. So, number one, don't tell people how to dress or how to look. Worry about your damn self. That's if you're okay, I'm changing this all up because I'm kind of all over the place with what I'm trying to say here. Just how to be a classy female in today's ever-demanding, club-centered, binge-drinking, sex-shaming generation. How to be a better female woman. The first thing I said was to stop telling other women how to dress. The length of the girl's dress next to you in line has nothing to do with the amount of sexual partners she's had, so don't judge a book by its cover. Worry about your damn self. Another piece of advice I would give is don't hang out with shitty people. I really, really believe you are the average of the 5 people you're around the most. So if you're around sketchy people, if you're around assholes, if you're around quote-unquote stupid bitches, you probably shouldn't be hanging out with them, let alone trusting them to keep you safe if you guys are ever out clubbing, or, if your friend is dramatic or flaky. Those are just shitty friend traits, and you shouldn't be around people like that. Again, I completely agree that you are the company you keep, which is why I choose to surround myself with friends that are smart, funny, successful, and badass goddesses of sass and loyalty, and just people I can learn from if I'm ever around females. I don't have much female friends at all, but if I do, she's somebody that I know is genuine. Again, if you are the average of the people you hang out with, so if, for example, you go out and your friends freaking leave you, women don't disappear as some of us are known to apparently just leave our girlfriends at the freaking club. Women don't do that to each other. You're gonna become that slut-shaming, non-classy woman hanging around people like that. And you have to learn how to differentiate. Differentiate. Be able to feel out a person when you meet them. Most people have that good sense of, I know I do. When I meet somebody, if I don't like her, if there's something about her that she has done or said, I keep my distance. My sister, she sees the good in everyone. That's like her thing. She immediately sees the good in everyone, and sometimes I wish I was more like that, but I just know there's always an ulterior motive. There's always another intent for a girl to be my friend or a guy to be my friend. At least that's from my experience. So in my eyes, you are guilty until proven innocent. I can't trust you. I won't see the good in you first. You gotta show me the good, because that's what the world has made all of us come to. So if you feel the need to arrive with several people at a party, bar, club, whatever, in case someone ditches you or another gets involved in an emotional battle with her ex, whatever, you should reassess who you're hanging out with if you can't even count on anyone to be there, to have your back. So don't be that average of the people you're around. If they're shitty people, you're going to be that non-classy slut-shamer. Let's see. Okay, number 3, whatever. Don't assume you know a stranger's life situation. Okay? Assumptions. Please stop acting like you have any idea if the brunette slamming lemon drops at the bar is actually unemployed, or if the redhead putting on a lip gloss in the bathroom needs to pick up a healthy mind expanding hobby like yoga or art. You don't have a fucking clue. So don't assume you know a stranger's life situation because of the way they're acting, especially if you're like out and about. And on social media as well. Like my social media, I like putting beautiful, womanly prowess photos on there of myself because I'm proud of being a woman. And the stigma of sex shaming just is a shame. It's shameful. I'm having to pause in my recording and then start over. So another way or step to work against slut shaming in your life is, be aware. The first step is to start noticing the slut shaming thoughts that pop into your mind, because some of you don't realize what you're doing or what you're saying. Like, whose skimpy outfit bothers you for some reason? Like, why does it bother you? Do you feel uncomfortable walking down the street wearing yoga pants on your way to the gym? What is your reaction to that rumor about all the sex Jessica from down the street is having? Like, who fucking cares? Worry about your damn self. Just be aware. It can be really tricky to monitor ourselves in this way, but it's important to become familiar with our own assumptions and pause for a moment before you speak or react. I feel like when you start noticing the beliefs we've always just kind of taken for granted, we can begin to question them. Like, when we start noticing the beliefs we've always just kind of taken for granted, we can begin to question them. And another thing, ask yourself just why. Why? Now that you're aware of what slut-shaming is and that goes on in your mind, it's time to interrogate that tendency. Why does this side of that woman's cleavage bother you so much? Why do you feel responsible for the petty name calling and disapproving looks that come your way? Why do you feel the need to go on someone's personal Instagram and say, nobody wants to look at you, you look like a fucking clown, your eyebrows look like shit? That is very childish. Why would you do that? Why would anyone else's safe, consensual sexual activity affect you in any way? Chances are there is no satisfying answer for real. So ask yourself why before you want to allow the slut-shaming thoughts pop into your head. And be specific. That's whatever number I'm on. Be specific. I guess it's the same as asking why. Be specific. Upon asking yourself why does that person's sexual activity affect me? Let's see. Your answer is something like, well, it affects me because she slept with my boyfriend while we were together, so yeah, she's a slut. Here's where it's important to be specific, okay? Like, be specific. It's okay. It's legitimate to be angry with another woman, about whatever she did that may have hurt you, But don't fall into the trap of using slut or whore. It's like a lazy fucking phrase. It's the catch-all insult. It's just, slut, whore. It's lazy. After all, it's not the fact of her sexuality that you take issue with. It's not her sexuality. It's something else that she may have hurt you. But don't fall into the trap of using those words anymore. Like, think first. Again, be specific about what you're actually upset about. Maybe she was just disrespectful, or maybe she was just rude, maybe she you just don't like her because she goes out of her way to start a fight. Women are dramatic. The point is, you're going to say something negative about her. You're going to say something negative about another woman. Don't make it about her sexuality, because a lot of the time, I'm not going to put a percentage out there, but it's not about her sexuality that you don't like. So don't fall into the trap of saying whore, slut, and being a slut shamer, because that's not even what you're really upset about. Be specific. That just reinforces the message that there's something inherently bad about female sexuality, and that is to blame for all kinds of horrible things, which sucks. But yeah, so be specific. Another thing, use social media for good, not for bad. Social media, man, is a lot. I use my social media because I believe in self-love via selfies. That's something I like to talk about, because women don't take pictures of themselves. Well, they should, because they're beautiful. And it's okay to take pictures of yourself because you're beautiful. Like, I have a friend, I'll just call her Anna. She is going through a rough patch in her relationship, and she was telling me how her boyfriend doesn't like to spend time with her. He's always out of town. Whenever she has a day off, he doesn't want to spend it with her. He's always home late, and he's always mad at her. And he posted a picture of somebody that it was some other girl on his Instagram, and that made her feel like really bad. So she told him she was pissed, and he turns it around on her and gets mad at her about it. Makes her feel bad, makes her feel like she's a crazy, jealous, whatever type person. And then it made her self-esteem drop too. And we were talking, and she's like, I don't know, I think I'm just gonna wait for him to break up with me. I think he's gonna break up with me. No, girl, stop waiting around to be broken up with. I have never heard that in my life. You will never hear me utter those words. Do not sit around and wait for him to break up with you. You are not a lost puppy. You are not disabled, fragile. You're a strong, beautiful fucking woman, young woman, and any man would be so happy, would love to have you and take care of you. I was telling her that when I introduced her to a couple of my friends, they were like, man, that sucks that your friend's taken. She's beautiful. And I told her that, and she lit up, and she was like, really? I'm like, babe, yes. Anna, you're gorgeous. Like, beautiful, tall, blonde-haired girl, and for some reason she just doesn't feel beautiful because she doesn't want to show too much of her skin because it's slutty from what her boyfriend tells her. We went to the beach, we were taking photos of ourselves. I was trying to show her how to pose, because I've done runway, and it was fun, and she absolutely she had such a good time taking photos with me and me capturing her beauty. I took a photo of her and I showed it to her, and she was like, oh my god, that's me. I'm like, yeah, you're gorgeous, and don't let him make you feel ashamed of your body. Like, just, women have such low self-esteem. Thankfully she's a good friend, she's like my only girlfriend. But women that are in that mind frame, that have that self-esteem, they want to bring other women down. And that's why I really I'm like a spokesperson of, I don't know, I guess a life coach or something, because I've helped a lot of women feel beautiful. Like, they actually send me their selfies, their sexy selfies. They ask me, should I send him this kind of selfie already? Should I do this? Can you show me? And I literally have a whole bunch of beautiful photos of women in my phone that are like, does this look good? Does this look good? And, I'm honored that they send me their stuff and they ask me, is this how I should, does this look pretty? And I give them my full-on honest opinion, like if the lighting needs to change, if they need to have this outfit on, or if they already had sex, then you can send a sexier selfie. I really want to have some type of class on sexy selfies and self-love via selfies. But anyways, I am a sexy, self-reliant me, Sunshine. I'm a sexy, self-reliant single mother, motivated to just inspire and like mentor other women to recognize their beauty and their abilities, their capabilities, their ability to become a boss bitch, because we're boss bitches. And I don't know what you would call that, like a sexy life coach. I don't know. Now, where was I? Using social media for good. Like, social media is a good place to start because it's less intimidating than speaking with someone face to face. I get that. Everything you put out into the world via social media can have a much larger effect, though, than you ever intended. Sometimes on people you've never met. And so, why not do your best to make sure that your effect on the social media world is positive, and you'll see on my page, at I am Sunshine Alzate, my hashtags and my positivity and my owning of my sexuality and and being a motivated mother and working hard, playing hard, and loving life. That's all I want to put out there. And I always put hashtag know yourself, hashtag womanhood. You know, the next time you see a slut-shaming post on Facebook or Twitter or something, take the opportunity to speak up. I mean, you don't need to be aggressive. Just make it clear that you don't agree with the message they're sending. I mean, if you really don't agree, that is, you know, unless you're a shitty person, like, speak up. I do. I speak up a lot. Even if you don't get through to the person who posted it, everyone who views your comments will be encouraged to question their own reaction to the original post anyways. Like, that's how I feel. I always speak up. I am very blunt about the way I feel about slut-shaming. Because, really, slut-shaming is just whoever's slut-shaming, you're the sad person. You're the one that is missing out on having good friends, good women, strong women have your back. You know, like, the most successful women have other strong women supporting them. And I have no fear in speaking up. I always do that shit. Sometimes I try not to, but the other night I went out to a bar and I overheard this guy saying, well, I mean, she could have, you know, dressed in a different outfit. It didn't have to be so provocative. Like, her skirt could have been longer. You know, this girl was pretty much asking for it. That's literally what I heard. I put my drink down and I walked over there. I couldn't even, I had to. I walked over there. I said, hi, excuse me, hi, I'm Sunshine. Nice to meet you. I just want to ask you a question really quick. I'm sorry to interrupt. Oh, you're Sunshine. Well, I'm Moonshine. You know, I'm like, oh, yeah, because I haven't heard that a billion fucking times. Anyways, I really just want to ask you a question really quick. So, if you left your house without protective headgear, that gives me the right to bash your head in with a bat, right? Because you're the one that left without headgear. That was my question. Just because he said, well, she dressed like this, she's pretty much asking for it. And then I walked away. I didn't even let him speak. I walked away and just made sure I left my little mark there. It was a lot more loud and violent and aggressive, actually. I'm working on that, but I just couldn't keep my mouth closed. I had a few glasses of wine in me. Liquid courage, baby. Lastly, you know, start a conversation. This is like the most important step to me, but it's also the scariest for introverts, or, you know, for women. When we overhear our friends slut-shaming, it's easier to stay quiet, or even join in and speak up, or even you don't want to speak up, you know, because you don't want to create tension or lose a friend. But speaking up doesn't have to start a fight either, you know. I mean, in fact, it can lead to a really interesting, fulfilling conversation. You don't have to be aggressive. That's what I'm working on. People will be more open-minded and less likely to get defensive if you just approach them with the topic, like, calmly and without judgment. You know, you can start, for example, you could start by asking a direct question. Like, you've already gotten comfortable asking yourself why, so start asking why to them. That first conversation might inspire them to start new conversations with other people, and on and on. You have the power to put that type of change in motion. Women have the power. And I do a women complimenting women challenge. I should put a challenge out there, but I feel women should at least compliment 3 women a day. 3 genuine compliments. Because when you do that, trust me, it's different from when a guy off the street says they're beautiful. But when a woman goes up to you and says, wow, you are so pretty, you look really beautiful today, I promise you it affects her in a much different way, in a positive way. And guess what? She will put that out into the world because, wow, a woman said that to me. She's gonna feel good all day. and then she'll pay it forward. I'm pausing this here now because I have to get ready. But shit, maybe I should really quick kind of like wrap up everything I was saying, which was all jumbled up. Let's see, what was I? So, like, let's be aware. Be aware, so pause for a moment and notice the slut-shaming thoughts that are popping into your head first. Be aware. Then ask yourself, why? Why? Like, why does this sight of a woman's cleavage bother you? Why? Once you become aware of the slut-shaming that goes on in your mind, it's time to interrogate that tendency by asking yourself, why? Okay? Another thing, be specific. Why exactly are you upset with this girl that you have to call her a slut? I bet you $100 that it's not because she's a slut. It's probably because she hurt your feelings in some other way or whatever it may be. The point is, you're going to say something negative about another woman. Don't make it about her sexuality. Okay? Be specific. Use social media for good. There are good... Everything you put out in social media goes out into the world for everyone to see. So why don't you just be positive? Make sure that effect is positive. Your social media is positive. And because there's slut-shaming all over the social media, you don't need to be aggressive. Just make it clear that you don't agree with the message they're sending, or just use social media for good. Start a conversation. So ask why in a non-aggressive way. Ask the person why they feel that way, since now you know the power of asking why. Speak up for other women. Don't be afraid to speak up, because once you speak up, another woman will speak up too, and then you guys will come together. And compliment women. Don't be a hater. Don't be a fucking hater. Hating on other women's blessings makes you a fucking loser. Alright, I gotta go. I am Sunshine. I'm sorry this podcast was like a mess everywhere, but I just had to speak my mind a little bit. And now I'm going to meditate. I love you guys. Be good, be genuine, be authentic, live life well, live life loud, live life sexy, take pictures, fucking just be you, man. Be unapologetically you, unless you're a fucking asshole. And if you don't know if you're an asshole, call me. I'll talk to you for a few minutes and I'll tell you if you're an asshole. Women, love your feminine prowess, but do not find your complete validation within your feminine prowess, but love it, okay? Our female energy is unique. Women, please treasure it, like nurture it, and stay in control of your domain. Stay in control. Alright? Our female energy is strong. There's so much beauty and strength in it. Embrace it. Don't let it define you. Don't lose control of you and your body and your domain. And don't manipulate with your beauty. Don't exploit it. Don't hurt other women. You're beautiful. Own it.